What's up, y'all? It's your girl VRTs, and today we're going to talk about the loneliest part about being an artist that no one seems to be talking about. Because being an artist most likely means that you're spending hours, days, weeks, or even months in your creative bubble by yourself. You have no coworkers, you have no team meetings. It's just you, your art, and your lonesome, and maybe a podcast in the background from keeping you from going insane. And while this solitude could feel peaceful at times, it could also feel really lonely because you have really no one that fully understands your struggles. You may have friends and family that love your art, but they don't really understand why you're stressing over every little detail or why you keep pushing despite the challenges that arise like literally all the time. But if you're anything like me, I know you have to crave a creative community and you probably don't know where to start. So here's the truth. Every artist struggles with loneliness at some point of time, but the good news is you don't have to do this alone. So today we're covering why artists struggle with isolation, how to find or build your creative community, and one simple step you can take today to start feeling more connected. So let's get into it! Why does being an artist feel so isolating? Art is a solo journey. We all know that. That's the industry we signed up for, and that's just what it is. Most of the time we create alone and there's no office, there's no coworkers. It's just us and our work. And a lot of times people do not understand your struggles. You may have friends and family that love your art, but they don't really understand the struggle behind it. And because of this, a lot of times when you're alone, doubt can creep in. Without a strong support system surrounding you and validating what you're doing, it's easy to question your talent, your worth, and your future, and who you are as an artist and what you're doing, and all of the things you are going to start to doubt. And this is going to result to probably you scrolling on social media because you crave something, an interaction. And that social media creates a false narrative. It may look like every other artist has a thriving community, endless collaborations, and consistent support. But behind the scenes, most creatives feel just as isolated as you do, but nobody's talking about it. We don't want to look like weirdos. If this sounds familiar to you, you're not alone, but instead of hoping to just find your people, you have to take action and create spaces for connection. So where do you find your people, even if you feel stuck today? Number one, build communities online, especially if you're already on the platforms. Even if you hate networking, some of the strongest connections are being built today through spaces on the digital platforms where you can slide into the DMs and the comment sections and start to really engage with these artists that you admire today. You can start to engage with them on a deeper level by going in their comments and actually pursuing a conversation instead of lurking. Okay, sometimes I'm a lurker and it takes me a while to say, hey, I love your artwork, but it's really important, especially if you want to start to find people that you can interact with. And potentially not really have these relationships in real life. So stop lurking, leave a thoughtful comment, and respond to their stories and start conversations there. If you don't want to do that, you can join artist groups on Facebook and Discords and introduce yourself and get involved. Real conversations happen there. At least that's what I've heard. I've never really participated in one, but a lot of people do. So you can consider going there. Subscribe to artist newsletters and Patreon communities. Some artists create tight-knit groups through exclusive spaces, so join them. Do not wait for people to find you. Be the one who reaches out first. Number two, find an art community in real life. Yes, even if you are an introvert, there's really no excuse for you. Online connections are great and all, but real life connections and relationships will take you even further. Start to attend local art events and exhibitions. You need to show up. That's basically all you need to do. And you never really know who you're going to meet in real life. So even if you do show up, find another person that you admire something about and start a conversation. I really like to introduce myself by saying, hey, I love the shoes that you're wearing. So that alone is going to open up a conversation for you to interact with a person that you probably wouldn't in an online space. Consider joining a artist collective or co-op. Look for groups in your community and in your city that uplift and support other artists. There's so many of them. The way that you can find them is by simply Googling art co-ops that you can join, and it's going to have a whole list. So just choose from one and really set out to join it. Lastly, take a class or a workshop, even if you are self-taught. Classes introduce you to like-minded individuals, and that is the best way you're going to develop relationships in real life. And the overall message of this is that consistency is key, and building real relationships form when people see you show up time and time again. So don't just show up one day and be like, oh, that didn't work out. You really have to set out and say, hey, I'm going to take the time out of my day or once a week to show up consistently. Okay. Number 3, collaborate instead of competing. Too often, artists are looking and viewing each other as competition instead of potential collaborators. Start to reach out to artists for collabs. That is going to be an awesome way you connect with other people. If you see somebody that is doing something that you love, reach out to them and say, hey, how can I get involved with what you're doing? I would love to support you and help you for free, literally, because at the end of the day, you're going to gain something, whether that's relationship, knowledge, etc. And also, you're going to learn that supporting first and connecting second is the best way to build genuine relationships and grow when you engage first instead of expecting immediate support. Lastly, find or become a mentor. If you don't have one yet, that's okay. You can reach out to people who are in the digital space or the people that you know online. This is the best way that you're going to learn from others, or you're going to help guide someone else on their journey. Either way, it's going to lead to long-term relationships, and you're going to really start realizing that surrounding yourself by like-minded individuals is going to help you build this community and help you realize that it's important to start creating one for yourself. So even if I mention all of these things and it still doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Sometimes you have to be the one to start the club, start the interaction, start something that is lacking in your community. So if that means, hey, I'm going to start my own art club, perfect. Put it out there to the world. Invite people that you know. Connect, meet, collaborate, all of those good things. So even if you can't find community, you can build one yourself. I want to pause and add this segment to this video because initially it wasn't in there, but I think it's very important that I offer a word of encouragement. So this piece that I painted behind me is titled "Where Two or More Are Gathered, Christ is in the Midst." And it's actually inspired by Matthew 18:20, where it states, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am with them." Loneliness, my friend, is a tool the enemy uses to make you feel unseen and forgotten. But you were never alone. Your art is more than a personal passion. It is a part of a divine calling. And when you find that community with others who share the creative spirit, Christ is present in those spaces, guiding your path and connecting you with the right people. Which is why I am really pushing for you to get involved, get interactive with those who are like-minded just like you, because you were never meant to create in isolation. Your art is a bridge, and God is leading you to the connections that will uplift and strengthen your purpose. Okay? All right. Your challenge today is to start taking action. If you are feeling lonely as an artist, you are not alone. You do not have to make this be your own reality forever. But nothing is going to change unless you start to make the first move. So I am going to encourage you. Actually, I'm going to challenge you to pick to do to pick one of these things to do this week, okay? So, number 1, consider leaving a meaningful comment on 3 artists' posts that you admire. Do not just leave an emoji. I want you to actually engage with them in the comments or send a message to them personally. I know it may seem a little intimidating, but you'll be surprised on who responds to you, okay? And it's going to be super beneficial in the long run. Number 2, join an online artist group and introduce yourself. I'm pretty sure that you know the artist groups that are available, especially the ones that I've already mentioned. But if these don't really work out for you, then find an in real life local art event or class to attend. And I want you to actually commit to attending and going, and also introducing yourself to one other person. Do not just show up and be a lone wolf. Connect, interact, and meet somebody new. So community isn't something that you really wait for. It is something that you build. Okay, it's a process. It takes time. I'm not expecting you to be an expert in this. I'm not an expert. This is something that I am pursuing, or at least I know I need to pursue. I haven't started yet, but after this, I'm really going to challenge myself to pick one of those things and connect with people, because I need interaction. Okay, I can't do this by myself. And I know at the end of the day, it is really hard to put yourself out there, right? Especially when it feels like no one understands your journey. But that's a lie. There's so many people doing this with you. You don't have to do this alone. There's so many people who want to connect with you. They're just waiting for you to take the first step to find them. So find them. Find them. Guess what? So this is day 6 of the 7-day challenge. And tomorrow we are going to be talking about probably the most important message yet. It's going to summarize all the things that have been already discussed. And we're going to talk about God has called you to be an artist. Do not ignore the signs. This one is going to be deep. It is going to be personal, and it's going to be exactly what you need to jumpstart your career, especially if you're in the same boat as me. So if you've ever questioned your path, struggled with doubt, or wondered if your gifts has a greater purpose, do not miss it, okay? I want you to be here, front row and center, taking notes, and we're going to get into it together. So I'll see you there tomorrow. I can't wait to read your comments, okay? All right. Bye!